Hi anglers, this is Captain KCP, Thursday edition of Time on the Water, or explain to you what's going to happen today with today's video. I'm going to talk about two things today. One are the ponds that I fish and for the upcoming season of 2021. One is the Bond Pond in Naperville. It's at about 3 or 4 football fields square. Produces a lot of fish, and once ice is out, summertime and spring, the vegetation comes in and chokes it off, so that pond's out. But then it goes into fall, and late fall goes back into producing fish again once the weeds are starting to die off. So that's one pond on Bond Street in Naperville. The other one is also in Naperville. It's on Naperville Plainfield Road. That one we call the Rock Pond, the gentleman I also fish with. The reason why we call it the Rock Pond is that the whole pond is surrounded with rock banks, which I believe it goes down to about 5 feet with the rock going in, and then it just, tapers off and does whatever, how they build a reservoir pond for the complex. So that one, though, was a good producer there for a good while until the pressure got last year with everybody fishing and doing whatever. Possibly some people might have been taking fish out of there. Don't quite know that. There's signs posted saying that don't, catch and release. So you got to be on the honor system, and a lot of people don't play by the rules, which sucks because then those fish are good eaters, but at the same token, you're taking fish out that are supposed to be producing for the pond and chasing fish away and doing whatever, and it makes horrible fishing when you're just catching nothing but dinks, when it used to be anywhere from 1.5 pounds to 3 pounds in that pond on a regular basis about 4 years ago and up to this point. So I'm used to that. It was a nice walk around pond for about a good 4-hour pond. You could work it out real nice. Watch the sunset come up in certain areas. It was a beautiful scenery and enjoyment for me when I do go out fishing early in the morning. Most of the time I do my fishing early in the morning just to let the wife relax and sleep and stuff like that. So then I go home to father and husband oriented things. The other one, I have a sports complex pond that I found out that last year produces quite a bit of quality fish, but not a whole lot of fish. I spend about 3 or 4 hours out there and maybe can land 3 or 4 at that most, but they're between 2.5 to almost pushing 4 pounds. I haven't quite pushed a 5 out of that pond in St. Charles. There's a couple other ponds. There's one on the golf course a little farther west that I want to try, sneak in there before the golfers come out, chase the rangers away before I could get in there and go from there. There's another golf course pond that was a good golf course, but it went bankruptcy and then over the time, and it's all fenced off on the restaurant side and the hotel side, but it's not fenced off on the golf course. There is no trespassing signs set up and barricades. I'm going to try to go around them or get legal papers saying I could go and fish there through either the city of St. Charles or something, or anybody that might know who owns the land. I think the airport next to it owns the land. I'm going to talk to them. The other one is going to be a little bit difficult because it's actually a Fermilab type in based ponds. They have 5 ponds on that premises, and right now with COVID going on, they've basically told you can't come to any public walking areas. My belief is that hopefully it'll be open up pretty soon and I could get on there. I've heard through other anglers that I've known personally that fish that pond are pushing 4 to 6 pound bass, which is unheard of for the suburbs of Chicago that I know of. I've been fishing, lakes and ponds that are bigger, that you have to go to a boat, that you definitely get bigger fish, but actually a walk around pond and a man-made pond that are pushing 4.5s and 6s that's pretty decent and pretty healthy. So you got the Batavia Pond, you got one in St. Charles, you got actually two in St. Charles. One is a golf course, one's a sports complex. The other one is in Naperville, and the other one is in Naperville. So those are my other ponds. I do have other ponds that I want to try out, but I know for a fact that everybody's hitting them, and the pressure of the fishing is going to be up because people are just going to be outdoors this year, depending on what this virus does with COVID-19. So I got to find ponds that have do not enter or no trespassing or private property, and sneak my way in before, excuse me, before I get chased away by the cops. That's why I usually go out early in the morning before everybody's up and walking around, or taking out the trash, or getting a newspaper with drinking their coffee. So, plus I enjoy getting up in the morning. It's so peaceful and quiet. You watch the sunrise, you get good shots on the camera, or you just get a nice peaceful quiet and no ripples on the water. It's dead silent with air and wind and stuff like that. So it calms me. So I like fishing early in the morning, and then I got rest of the day to do whatever. So that was the one episode that I wanted to talk about. The second episode is, for this year, I'm going to try putting scent oils on my baits. I've heard people rave about it. I've heard people say just get your stuff messy and it just stays on your clothes, or it stays on you. Well, if they're making the scent oils, and there's a variety of them out there, it's got to be working for something. Either it does attract them for the bite, or it doesn't attract them. It could be just what you're throwing along with the scents, or what you're throwing is not the correct thing, but the scent attracts them, or you're just pissing them off. So I'm going to try it this year. It's not going to hurt me much more than $5 or $6 on a name brand one. I personally like Berkley. I've read up on Berkley, so I'm going to use Berkley. It's mostly like salt and garlic or whatever they put on their scent. I do carry Berkley equipment, meaning soft baits and plastic, so I'm hoping that they put that scent in a bottle that comes in their packages that I use, because I'm familiar with it and I know what the bite ratio is to when I use that certain bait on it. So I like to put it on my hard baits or spinners or jig heads, and then along with my soft plastic worms and creature baits and jigs with pigs or whatever. So that's that. So I'm going to conclude the message with that. So I think that'd be the end of the video. So stay tuned for Tuesday's episode. We'll talk more about what I throw for baits. I'm probably going to go to Bass tonight, pick up the scent, try it out, and not really try it out, but just to give it a sniff test and see what is going on. So that concludes the video. Hope you like it. Hit the subscribe, leave a comment,